Last wins a steam-powered fish cake!
Did you hear something?
It's just this.
Wait a minute. Who the hell is this guy? Hello, Els and Eds, and welcome to Ed's World Character Deep Dive number 1. In today's episode, we'll take a look at Paul and Patryck, our two favorite henchmen? Soldiers? Electricians? Sorry, this video has taken me down a large rabbit hole that I have not been able to escape. For the layout of this series, each episode will be split into 3 parts for each character. Those being characteristics, appearances, this is about episodical appearances, not physical, and finally, influence, which is where I'll be ranking them on a tier list of how influential they are or aren't. Super original, I know. Paul is typically a tired and over it guy, but can occasionally be seen having fun. He has his iconic thick eyebrows and a stubble, often accompanied by a cigarette, whether it's in his hands or his mouth, paired with a blue shirt and a shoulder patch. He gets things done along with 2 others I'll mention later. His blue shirt does get traded out for an electrician getup and then to his Red Army attire. We also get to see him as a child in Power Red, where he looks roughly the same without the stubble, and his shirt is the color of his old uniform, which I've only now noticed. In Space Part 1, we see him in alien form, showing how real Paul Tavorda took over animation after Ed's unfortunate passing in 2012, and we assume that this thing is Paul's aquatic counterpart. Welcome to the Gauntlet, where we have to painstakingly list every single appearance of Paul. Lucky you that I trimmed the list of appearances, because this baby was long. I'll just say the one where he's actually doing things. Sorry, Power Red. I'm sorry, but we're gonna skim over Paul's story. I know it's one where he's the main character, but it's not an Edisode, if you know what I mean. In Moving Targets, Paul was one of the 2 guards at the military base, where the now very popular phrase,
It's just the sound of no one caring,
was used. Also, consequentially letting Ed and the crew go on a rampage. In Movie Makers, Paul was a guard at the military base who was fooled by Ed into looking away, so the latter could steal a tank. Paul could also be seen upside down in a painting on Ed's house. In Climate Change, Paul was a power plant worker who claimed to not care about the electrometer going through the red zone due to Ed's overuse of electricity. In Space Part 1, found floating in space with Helicard at the starting credits. Also, one of the aliens has Paul's eyebrow. In The Snoger, Paul appears as a pilot at the beginning, crashing into a Cloudberg, not actually influencing the story, but that's for later. In Funded, Paul is shown on the ZNN fighting zombies. Later, what may be Paul's corpse is partially seen in the arcade, when Tom picks up a gun near the corpse, thinking it goes to the game he was playing. Paul was also seen inside the arcade game. In the end, Part 2, Paul retrieves a heavily injured Tord, also heavily impacting the story as well. Here we are, the tier list. Now, for however long this takes, I will leave this next clip entirely unedited, so you can hear my internal debate about Paul's ranking happening in real time. Hello everyone, for this I have just found a generic Ed's World character tier list with all the characters. So let's grab our Paul man here. So, this is going to be judged by his actions and how much his actions do to the story. So, most of his interactions are just one-off skits, like with his Movie Makers thing. It does come in with the tank, but that's just to fling Tom around for another one-off joke. But in Moving Targets, he does allow them to do the rampage for longer than it should have gone on for, because they are holding back reinforcements. They can't go higher than an A, I say. But I think Paul goes right in the middle for his actions, especially with saving Tord involved in there. Before we move on, we need to talk about this guy. He is not Patryck. I did not know this until now, and maybe some of you didn't either. He is a random guy with no connection to the story. And for years, I thought that he was Patryck. But he's not. Moving on to the real Patryck, he has so many fewer appearances, and his personality really cannot be deciphered because he has one line in the entire show.
We are in the play.
That's it. Nothing else to work here. All I can say is his clothes, which is only a red army uniform. And that's it. As said before, this will be very short. Very, very short. With only 3 appearances, which are the following. In the opening of the Snoger, Patryck is flying a plane with Paul before it crashed into a cloudberg. In Funded, Patryck is seen with Paul on TV as they attempt to stop the zombie apocalypse. His body is later shown slumped against a Frumpel's quest machine during the arcade sequence with Tom, but it's his suspected corpse. We truly don't know. And finally, in the end part 2, Patryck arrives with Paul to pick up an injured Tord after the destruction of the robot the latter piloted. Patryck is also seen in a picture frame in Tord's lab. This is a no-brainer. There is only one choice, taking into account his low amount of appearances and how little his interactions do to the story. He has to go in a D tier. And you may disagree, but this is my video, so screw you. Thank you everyone. This video took an ungodly amount of time to edit, voiceover, research, write, and rewatch so many Eddsworld videos. So if you made it here and like my content, please kindly like and subscribe, as I really need the encouragement to keep pushing. Thank you, and have a good new year.